Hey friends and wine lovers, we are in California wine country right now, but this is not the California wine country that you're probably familiar with. This is Temecula in Southern California. They make some fantastic wines. They've been doing it for about 50 years, but most people don't know about it. So let's go check it out, see if we can learn something. Once inhabited by the native Temecula tribe and then Spanish missionaries, Temecula has grown grapes for at least 200 years. It's located roughly halfway between Los Angeles and San Diego. The quiet town center is a place for antiques, shopping, and good food and drink, but it still feels a lot like it probably did in the late 1800s when it was established. To this day, less than 60,000 people live here. The real attraction in Temecula is wine country. With 3,000 acres of vines, it's relatively small compared to other wine regions. But here, you get the feeling that's okay. They don't need to be big, they just want to be Temecula.
Hart Winery, we're one of the oldest wineries in the valley here. We've been here since 1973 when we bought this land. The winery was established by my dad and my mother in 1980. So we're the fourth winery here in the valley. We're actually the oldest still in the original family now. We make a lot of different wines here. We're a little more experimental, so you're going to find some things that you might not find in other wine regions of the state.
Over the past 50 years, commercial wine has grown from just a handful of farmers to a thriving industry. The annual Hot Air Balloon and Wine Festival is a huge attraction. And it's also become a popular spot for destination weddings. But for those who call Temecula home, the spirit and its heart remain the same.
People like the accolades, and I think it distracts you from the most important thing, was actually making wine. That's what I like to do, you know.
Even so, it's hard to make a buck as a winery, so many of the vineyards add value to their business by including a spa and retreat on the property. We're staying at one of the largest in the area, South Coast. They offer wine tastings, an on-site restaurant, massage and spa treatments, and of course, plenty of opportunities to relax. Most of the 40 or so wineries in Temecula have a tasting room, each with its own history, its own vibe, and its own beautiful vistas. Be sure to make the time to slow down and savor the differences between them. Many of these wineries were founded by Italian immigrants, which would explain the preponderance of Italian-style wines. Sangiovese is the grape used in Chianti, and it's very prominent in Temecula. You'll also find crisp Italian whites like Trebbiano and Vermentino. But there really isn't a signature grape in Temecula. The wine culture is unique and open-minded. You'll find a little of everything. We're on our way to go check out a couple more wineries, but I wanted to stop and show you this because this is crazy. Look how brown it is out here. Most of the time this area suffers from drought conditions, which you would think would be really bad for growing grapes, but in fact, grapes like a good fight. At 14 inches of rainfall a year, Temecula is close to being a desert. That's actually one of the reasons why grapes grow so well here. That being said, bring your sunscreen and your jacket. Be prepared for some pretty hot days and cool nights. The other wonderful thing about Temecula is that if you get tired of tasting wine, the Pacific Ocean is only a short drive, about 10 miles away. Fried seafood and a cold beer can be a refreshing change. If you're in the mood for a wine country vacation that's a little more laid back and off the beaten path, I recommend you check out Temecula. As with any fine wine, this area has its own unique and beautiful flavor. This has been a fantastic trip through Temecula, California. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you learned a little something about the region. And next time you're craving some California wine, you'll consider Southern California instead. Cheers. Take care.